Hello, everybody. All right, got quite the crowd this morning. How's it going? Got some wild price action lately. Crude oil's down quite a bit, almost 2%, $1.50 almost. So should get some good range after this report. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out, but we're not going to do anything different. We'll just stick with our plan and let it rip. So the report comes out, well, about 6 minutes, and then we'll wait our 2 minutes and we'll do our thing. So I've got the our typical counterpunch chart here on the right, the 377 tick chart, but I also put the spotlight chart on the left because I know a lot of you are trading that as well. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on both. I will stick to my counterpunch chart for my own trading today. Crude oil is trading down near its lows of the day, 71.63. It's, literally 7 or 8 cents off of the lows, so that'll be interesting. Looks like it's determined to go down, but again, once the report comes out, anything can happen. We're just going to have to wait and watch and ride it out. If anyone has any questions before the session starts, this would be a good time to ask. I guess I got a question a few minutes before we start here. I'm wondering how many of you who are present today are witnessing this for the first time. Is there anyone in here that has not been trading the crude oil report with us? Is this your first look at it? I'm curious how many new people we have. Brian, excellent. Welcome. Gary, all right. Anyone else? Randall, great. So hopefully, as tempting as it might be to keep your accounts in live mode, I would really encourage you to flip over to sim mode and practice. This is not for the faint of heart. There is fast action. There's no time to second guess. You really need to know your trade plan, know your strategy, execute it properly, have confidence, all that stuff. So this is a more advanced session, and it's something that you really want to practice and get good at and get exposure to, because part of getting good at something is developing a strong foundation of belief so that you believe in it, because there's no time for hesitation. And whether a trade wins or loses, it's a moot point. It doesn't really matter. It's the trade plan. It's always about the trade plan. A lot of you have a hard time with that concept still. But in the end, that's where the money's made, what the trade plan produces. Inside of the plan, there's a bunch of random winners and losers. More winners than losers, but sometimes the losers come up in clusters, and you have to learn and know how to ride through that and let the trade plan do its stuff over time. That's where the money's made, and that's what you can prove to yourself in the end. It's that proof of concept that you give yourself is where you're going to ultimately find your trading success. I'm a firm believer in that. I don't see how there's any other way to succeed until that is in place. So again, if you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome. Everyone's welcome. But I caution you to just let this build over time until you're finally at that point when you're ready to trade live. It's just another session. Welcome, Rod. Greg, good to have you back, Brock. The first thing you'll notice is in about a minute and a half or so, we're going to see these crazy reactions hit the charts. And by the way, the low of the day is still 71 and 63 cents. The market's just kind of hovering right above it, and it just made new lows right when I said that. Kind of interesting. So one of the things you want to make sure if you're going to trade this, whether sim or real, that you use bracket orders and that you have a nice template with enough room to move your handles, your stop and your targets. Don't trade it without that. You really want to have your bracket orders, and you want to be able to execute flawlessly and without physical mistakes. That's something that you just got to practice on your own. So new low of the day, 71.54. And getting antsy. All right, here's you can see the reaction coming out here. So I typically like to mark the boundaries of the initial reaction. And you can see we're just right back in the middle there. So here's the high end of the reaction right there. We got our lows of the day right there. Let's see if we can break through again or what. What we don't want to end up doing is trading, just vacillating in between this range. But sometimes we have no choice. So a lot could happen in 35 seconds, but we do want to keep track of this setup to go long 7177. Pretty good sized trade. It's kind of rare that we would end up in the first setup after the reaction, but it is possible. And now that it did just go to 7.7, we would get long at 7.8 if we indeed are going to take that trade, and we just very well might. I mean, we're like 5 seconds away. So let's see. Yeah, so that is the first trade. We'll get long at 7.178.
Order filled.
And the stop is at 54, which is the low of the day. So put your stop at 53. And our target is 72 and 72.09. And getting close to money management. Did we hit money management? Yes, we did. Let's move our stops up and lock in one tick and see if we can ride it out. As we're breaking through the high end of the range, now we need follow through. We do have our stop in place, and 79 is where the stop needs to be. And can we survive 79? Let's see if we get another push higher. And we can move our stops to 83 now, 84. Keep locking in a little bit and see if we can get a push higher, and it looks like we may stop out, but we haven't yet.
Order filled.
And there it is. So unfortunately, a partial profit on the first trade. And now we need another trade because we need a target 2 winner. So we got a little bit on that. And just kind of trading back into our range here. There's a short now at 79. 79. Targeting 69. It's a real small trade. That's weird. I didn't get filled. Like it disappeared. Maybe I get lucky here. Anyway, the stop's at 96. So if you're in the trade, it is the correct trade. Stops at 96. If it comes down, I'll get filled again. Or will get filled. 69 is the target, and 65, target 3. Just kind of chopping around here in the middle. So, okay, now I'm in the trade for sure. A lousy price action considering how wild the markets have been. Let's see now that it failed to go higher. Hopefully it sets up a nice move lower. That's now that we're short. Trade number 1 there. All right, so we got to get to target 2 for our 10 tick money management and full target. So there's nothing to do but just hang on, and hopefully it pushes a little bit further down. Almost there. Right in the middle of the range, you see those 2 orange lines marking the highs and lows of the reaction. And there's money management. All right, this will be the power of quitting trade. Come on, Thinkorswim, fill me. There we go. Okay, so I got filled on targets 2 and target 3, and the stop should lock in now. 71.77 now the stop, and now 76. If you're trailing, put your stop at 76. You know, the failure to get higher could set up a nice big move lower. So if you're trailing, you could be in a good situation. Making a new low of the day right there, barely. 7167 is the stop now. So moving your stop down, it's going to go again. If this closes below the line, you'll move your stop to 66. There it is, 66. If it closes below the line again, you'll move your stop to 63. Wait for it to close below. So stops at 66 and we're done. That's it. And look at how it's trading right back into the middle again. So flaky price action, but a couple winners, power of quitting, another winning session, and that's a wrap, folks. Hope you enjoyed it.